Hi everyone and welcome to the Goulburn Mulwaree Library's video about how to use the library's newest ebook and eAudiobook service, Bolinda BorrowBox. BorrowBox is a great addition to our e-resources as it has a wide selection of different titles and includes many Australian authors. I really like BorrowBox because it's very straightforward and easy to use. So let's get started. First you need to open the library's webpage at www.gmlibrary.com.au and scroll down to the eBooks link. Here we can see BorrowBox. So you click this link to open the information page. This tells you a little bit more about BorrowBox, and from here you can click Visit Goulburn Mulwaree BorrowBox to open the BorrowBox page. So in BorrowBox you can borrow or reserve up to 4 eAudiobooks and eBooks at a time, and the loan period is 14 days. Okay, here we have the BorrowBox page where we can see some of the new eAudiobooks and eBooks that are available. As you can see, some are available to borrow now with the green borrow symbol, while others are currently out on loan, which need to be reserved, and they've got the orange reserve symbol. We can also tell which sort of item each is from the symbol here as well. So we've got a book symbol for the eBooks and a headphone symbol for eAudiobooks. Before we start borrowing, we should first sign in. To sign into BorrowBox, you need to have your Goulburn Mulwaree Library card and your PIN. If you don't know your PIN, drop in or call the library. And if you're not a member, come in with your ID and we'll sign you up. Okay, so to sign in, click the green Sign In button at the top of the screen here. At this screen, you'll enter your barcode number and PIN. If it's your first time signing in, then you'll need to enter your email address, and you can also add your name and sign up to the newsletters as well. Just need to click that you agree with the terms and conditions, and then you can sign in. Okay, now we're signed in and we can start borrowing. So you can borrow directly from this first screen that you see, if you see something that you're interested in, by clicking on Borrow. So we might click Borrow here. It gives you a page to confirm that you want to borrow the book, where you click Confirm eBook Loan. And you can also see what type of item it is here. In this case it was an ebook that you'll be borrowing, and that makes sure you're getting it in the right format. Okay. So from here you can continue browsing or you can download, and you will also receive an email that confirms you've borrowed this book. For eAudiobooks, it has a great feature where you can choose to download either the whole audiobook or you can download it a portion at a time. This is really useful if you've got a slow internet connection and you just want to space out your larger downloads. Audiobooks are also downloaded and listened to directly as they're in MP3 format, while ebooks here we can see can be read using either Adobe Digital Editions or we can use the mobile app. And we've got some other videos that will give you help on using these. Okay, so if you've finished with this book, you can return it immediately instead of waiting for the loan period to run out so that it's returned automatically. Either way, you'll receive an email that confirms that the item has been returned. So what you need to do is go up to the My Account at the top of the screen here. And you can see that the item is checked out here, and so from here we can click the Return button. Just keep in mind that if you have downloaded an ebook to Adobe Digital Editions that it can't be returned from here. You do have to return it from within Adobe Digital Editions. Have a look at one of our other videos about using ebooks in Adobe Digital Editions. Okay, so we have to confirm the return. It gives us a back out option if we need to. And so the item is now returned and we can go back to browsing. Some other things that you can do from within My Account are to renew items if you want to keep them from longer. You can also download them from here if you miss downloading the item from the loan page. And if you've got reserves, you can cancel them from here if you no longer need them. You can also edit your account details if you want to change them, if you want to update your email address or subscribe or unsubscribe to these newsletters. Okay, so what if you haven't found a book that you're interested in from that front page? There are several ways that you can search and browse. First of all, you can go up here and select whether you want to borrow an ebook or an eAudiobook. So we might go into the eBooks. So this brings up a different selection of ebook titles to what we saw before. Okay, so we can narrow this down if we can't see anything here that we particularly want to borrow. So say I just want books for adults. I click here. And this changes what we see to just be things that are suitable for an adult audience. Okay, so maybe I just want to see the new release titles. So I can click new releases and this shows me the newly published items. We can have a look through here. If I'm still not seeing something I want to borrow, but say I know I love reading books by Australian authors, I can go to this browse by category. I just hover over that and it comes up with the menu items. And I can choose Australian authors from here. And it's kept my selection of adult titles as well, so I don't need to change that, or I can change it if I want to. And then I can look through here for something to borrow. Alright, if I want to choose a different category, again, I go up to Browse by Category. I can click See All to expand this out. And how about we go Sci-Fi and Fantasy. You can have a look at what's here. Okay, so I really liked The Martian, and so maybe I might be interested in this new book by Andy Weir. First, I'd want to find out more about the book. So if I click on the image title, or I can click on the title here, it will open up some more information about the book. It takes me where there's a blurb. I can also click on a preview. That lets me read an excerpt from the book. Okay, so I like the look of this and I want to borrow it, but it's currently out on loan. What I can do is click on Reserve and then confirm ebook reserve to reserve this book. And again, I will get an email confirming for me that I've put a reserve onto this book, and when it's ready to borrow, I'll get an email again letting me know that it's ready. Bolinda has a really good feature where it lets you know when you can expect the book to be available for you to borrow. So based on the number of reserves that this one currently has on it, it will be available sometime in October. So that's a little while to wait. So why don't I have a look for something that I can borrow now? I can go and do my browse search again. And if we have a look here where it says show only available titles, if I tick that, it will only show me things that are currently available to borrow. Okay, what about this one? Looks quite interesting. I think I'd like to read it, but it does say that it's book number 2 in the series and I haven't read book 1 yet. If I scroll down here, I can see that there are more books from this author and that this one is the first in the series, and so I could borrow that, or in this case place a reserve so that I can read it next. Okay, say I've got a particular author or title that I'm looking for. I do like Australian fiction, so let's have a look at what we've got by Di Morrissey. So if I go up here to the search and choose author and type in Di Morrissey, and click go, and this will give us a list of all of the titles by Di Morrissey. So we can see all of them. We can see just the audiobooks if we want, or just the ebooks if we want. The best results will be at the top of the list, and you can see as we scroll down that after all the ones by Di Morrissey, we also start to get titles by people who have Morrissey or Di in the name somewhere. Okay, we can also search for a particular title. So choose title from the drop down. What about Big Little Lies? And here we have the results. So we've got an audio and an ebook version. Unfortunately, we can see that both of them are out on loan at the moment, so we'll have to wait. If I click on the cover, I can go down and see what else is available from the same author. And unfortunately, we can see all of her titles are on loan at the moment as well. She's a popular one. So why don't we try another title? What about The Choke by Sophie Laguna? So again, even though that book is on loan, we can click in and get some more suggestions in here as well. So there's more titles by her, and this one is available. And we've also got down the bottom here more titles that are in a similar category to this one, so contemporary fiction and Australian fiction. The ones that are first showing up are all on loan, but if we click more, we can get a lot more suggestions of things that we might like to borrow, and several of those are available and we can borrow them. Okay, so BorrowBox knows that the narrator can sometimes make or break your audiobook, so you can actually search by narrator name. Just choose narrator and then type their name. And it brings up all of the audiobooks that have been read by Caroline Lee in this case, and so you can borrow things that have been read just by that particular person. There's also an advanced search option if we click here. And so we can really narrow down our results here. So say we want something about meditation and we want it to be an audiobook. We want non-fiction things. We want something quite new. So say we want things that have been published in the last year. Click on search. And you can see it's brought up all the audiobooks that are new and that relate to meditation. We can also even click over to eBooks from here to change our search to see things that are in the eBooks and are relevant as well. Okay, thanks for watching our video about how to use our new BorrowBox service. We hope you enjoy reading and listening to some new ebooks soon.